hope you have been enjoying the Canada Day festivities across the country. In Eastern Ontario, though, Ottawa, we've been tracking some active weather now. A lot of that active weather pushing north of Ottawa. We're watching a couple of cells there. But let's switch gears, bring you to the west where we've seen quite the active day. Anywhere in red is where we have the severe potential. Yellow is non-severe. Now, we did have a tornado that was confirmed earlier around 2:50 p.m. local time. That was near the Paddle River Dam area. So a funnel cloud may contact with the ground. It will probably be rated at EF0 because there was no confirmed damage with this. Now, looking at our radar currently, we're going to see some of these cells track east. Slow Brooks just bringing severe thunderstorm watches and warnings still in place for places like Hanna as well as Okotoks region. I think that one has dropped. So we will be seeing these severe thunderstorm warnings eventually drop, but that cell north of Brooks still in a warning there. And Calgary still in the severe thunderstorm watch. Now, as we see this wave of energy spill over the Rockies in combination with a surface trough, we have that risk of thunderstorms for Sunday for central portions of the foothills as well as southern Saskatchewan along the borders where we could see that isolated severe. So heavy downpours as well as large size hail, the primary threats with this. Now for our Saturday night, Ottawa still in the risk of thunderstorms there, isolated severe north of the nation's capital through Montreal and Quebec as well. We did have a severe thunderstorm watch that was issued earlier for Gatineau. That has been dropped. Now I want to take you outdoors to Milton, active weather like this. Now, watching our radar, we'll continue to see those cells push east. Now, we're watching this one, though, in the Pembroke area. That should track north of Ottawa. So, for the most part, clock hour, just in time for fireworks. But we have a humid air mass in place, and with an extended period of fireworks, probably about 20 minutes or so, that could create some smoggy conditions. So, just a heads up for that. So we do have a thunderstorm risk for Sunday as we see a low pressure system from the upper Midwest in the United States push across with a cold front bringing showers in the for the Toronto area, Greater Toronto area, and Northern Ontario too as well could see isolated severe potential with heavy rainfall and strong winds, the primary threat with this. Meanwhile, conditions look to dry out as we see some high pressure develop for our Monday, but showers across central portions of Ontario, southern portions as well. Thanks for that, Scott. Where we did have reports of a confirmed tornado was in the Paddle River Dam area. That's just southeast of Whitecourt in Alberta. That was earlier on Saturday. But taking you back to eastern Ontario, southern Quebec, that's where we're watching the active weather. Definitely unsettled for your Sunday. We're looking at the risk of thunderstorms for southern Ontario as we see a new upper level low push in from the U.S. Midwest. The risk is for Saturday night across the Ottawa Valley in towards southern Quebec. Isolated severe just north of Ottawa where we could see some heavy downpours, strong winds associated with this too as well. And for your candidate for the west, we have a ridge building, so the lower mainland staying dry, but we do have showers expected for central portions of the foothills once again, and that's all due to a wave of energy spilling over the Rockies in combination with a surface trough. So Edmonton, you're in line to could possibly see some severe weather once again for your Sunday. The thunderstorm risk, the isolated severe just north of Edmonton, and then southern Saskatchewan, you're also under the risk of thunderstorms, isolated severe along the border there. Strong winds, large size hail, the primary threats with this. And summer heat returns across the southern prairies. We could get into the low 30s. Here's how you can connect with me on social media. While we've seen some active weather through eastern Ontario, starting to track through southern Quebec, good news. Fireworks is on for 11 p.m. local time in Ottawa. So that is fantastic. It should be dry for the most part, though we could see some light showers in the area as we see these thunderstorms tracking east. Now, I want to bring you to the west where we had some severe weather in play along the QE2 from Calgary north towards Edmonton. We had a confirmed tornado. This was near Paddle River Dam, southeast of Whitecourt, earlier on around 2:50 p.m. local time on Saturday. So we will be watching the risk of thunderstorms through the evening and overnight period. A lot of these thunderstorm watches and warnings starting to drop off. Now we are seeing these cells just north of Brooks, about 50 kilometers north of Brooks. A lot of rain, which could bring localized flooding. I know we had localized flooding, street flooding reported in a few places, including Crossfields, Alberta. So this is where our thunderstorm warning is located. Yellow is where the watch is. A lot of those are starting to drop off, though, as we continue to see that thunderstorm start to fizzle out a little bit. But for your Sunday, we have a wave of energy over the Rockies, and in combination with a surface trough, we have the risk for isolated severe north of Edmonton for Sunday, for central portions of the foothills and southern Saskatchewan as well. So heavy downpours, large-sized hail, the primary threats here. And in through southern Quebec as well, we have the thunderstorm risk for your Saturday night. Isolated severe north of Ottawa, but like I said, a lot of that's starting to dissipate as we head towards the 11 o'clock hour. This is a look at our radar here. You can see those storms tracking east. One from Pembroke, that's going to fizzle out as it tracks north of Ottawa, so it should remain dry for fireworks, but we have a humid air mass in place, so along the fireworks period it should be about 20 minutes. We could see some smoggy conditions, so just a heads up. But I want to take you outdoors. This was showing the isolated severe risk for northern portions of the province, and down anywhere north of in the Barrie area we could see some isolated severe strong winds, heavy rain, the primary threat with this. And then as we see this low from the upper Midwest of the United States push through along the cold front, we could see some showers for the Greater Toronto area for your Sunday afternoon, but it could be a hit or miss depending on the timing of that cold front there. So we will be closely tracking that. And then some showers for the Maritimes along the warm front. And as that cold front pushes through, a lot of that active weather should be dissipating for the Maritimes. Rain for Newfoundland, though. Happy Canada 150, and I'm so glad you're joining me here at the Weather Network. I'm Leeanna Mclean. We've got a lot of active weather to break down, a lot of that pushing east in towards the Ottawa Valley, southern Quebec. Showers, we could see some showers and the risk of thunderstorms for the 11 o'clock hour when our nation's capital is going to be getting into some fireworks. Our thunderstorm risk map stretches across Ottawa in through southern Quebec, the eastern townships involved, but the isolated severe risk just sitting anywhere north of Ottawa, so strong winds, heavy rainfall, as well as some small-sized hail associated with this. And we'll see a lot of that bulk of the precipitation track east as we get through the overnight hours. But first, I want to take you guys outdoors to this. What's your favorite part about Canada? This is what our fellow Canadians had to say. Oh, that's awesome. Now, our thunderstorm risk map across Atlantic Canada, along that warm front, we are seeing some showers, thunderstorms for southern portions of Nova Scotia for your Saturday. Bulk of the precipitation falling overnight, especially for western portions of the Maritimes. 10 to 15 millimeters for northern New Brunswick. 15 to 25 along southern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton involved there too. And southern sections of Newfoundland, 10 to 20 millimeters through Sunday. A lot of that bulk of precipitation falling through the day for you. Now, in the prairies, quickly, we see the thunderstorm risk isolated severe along the QED, places like Airdrie as well as Ponoka, Red Deer, Edmonton. Strong winds, large-sized hail associated with this. We're seeing a surface trough develop, and along with some energy over the Rockies, really bringing the risk of thunderstorms. Now, first, I want to bring you to Pierre Morset, our CEO here at the Weather Network. He talks about how much we love our Canada, our country here, and this is what he had to say. I am very proud to be Canadian, very proud to be working for the Weather Network. Now, our thunderstorm risk for the prairies, you can see for Sunday along central portions of the foothills, northern Alberta too as well, and southern sections of Saskatchewan also could see some strong winds and large-sized hail with. Well, there you have it, a little bit of history for Canada's 150th birthday. Your long weekend weather story. We see a lot of that active weather pushing east and towards southern Quebec as well as Atlantic Canada. But the unsettled pattern continues, and that is courtesy of a new low developing in the upper Midwest of the United States. That's going to track in along a cold front, bringing showers across the Greater Toronto area. Ottawa, you could see the risk of thunderstorms again for your Sunday, but Saturday night, isolated severe north of Ottawa. We've had places like Cornwall, Kingston under a severe thunderstorm watch. We can see some strong winds, heavy rainfall associated with this, and a trough building in eastern Ontario, but a ridge in the west, bumping temperatures up across the southern prairies. Celebrating Canada 150 here at the Weather Network. I hope you're enjoying a happy and safe long weekend. Now, here's a lot of this active weather. It's tracking in through southern Quebec. We did have some heavier downpours for places like Ottawa. Severe thunderstorm watch was in effect earlier on Saturday. Now we're going to watch a new low pressure system spreading some showers along a cold front for the Greater Toronto area, southern Ontario. That's coming out of the Midwest in the United States. Now, a lot of that active weather will clear out as we get through Sunday evening, but the thunderstorm risk for Sunday stretching anywhere isolated severe for the Huron Shores, Bruce Peninsula, and isolated severe just east of North Bay along the upper Ottawa Valley is where we're going to watch for some supercell development, maybe heavy rainfall, strong winds associated with this. I'm going to send things outdoors. This was from So that active weather along the warm front, I'm going to bring some showers to Atlantic Canada for Sunday. Isolated severe, just northern portions of New Brunswick. So strong winds, heavy rainfall associated with this. Nova Scotia, you could see some showers too as well. Anywhere between 15 to 25 plus is what we are predicting millimeters for Nova Scotia. Cape Breton Island could see a bulk of that precipitation too as well, and 15 to 25 plus for southern sections of Newfoundland. So along that low pressure system, as that cold front pushes through, a lot of that wet weather will start to dissipate, which is some good news. The bulk of precipitation though for Newfoundland, so it should be rather wet for the entirety of Sunday for Newfoundland. Now in the west is where we've been dealing with quite some active weather. We had a confirmed tornado courtesy of Environment Canada. They issued that confirmed tornado around 2:50 p.m. local time near Paddle River Dam. Now that's southeast of Whitecourt. So we had a funnel cloud that made contact with the ground. So definitely saw some severe thunderstorms. We had well-structured supercell development. And for our Sunday, as we see that wave of energy spill over the Rockies in combination with a surface trough, the isolated severe risk north of Edmonton for your Sunday, and southern section of Saskatchewan, isolated severe too as well along the border there. Strong winds, large size hail, the primary threats with this. Now I want to send things out. How cute is that? We always encourage you to send in your photos and videos, especially because it's Canada Day. What are you up to over the weekend? Definitely send those in to us. Now your Sunday afternoon, your convective available potential energy, those red hues noting where we could see some heavier downpours. Edmonton, you're also in there. Central portions of the foothills as well for Sunday. These have been rather slow moving storms, so heavier downpours. We saw some localized flooding in Crossfields, Alberta earlier on Saturday, and southern Saskatchewan really watching for some convective energy there too as well for your Sunday. Now, a lot of those storms going to push into southern Saskatchewan, like I noted, risk for supercell development along central portions of the foothills. And I want you to stick around. Our active weather coverage continues. Well, it was quite the active Canada Day for eastern Ontario, southern Quebec. Watching that warm front bringing showers to Atlantic Canada for Sunday morning. Then along that cold front, a lot of that wet weather should dissipate. But in Newfoundland, we will see the bulk of the precipitation fall through Sunday, so it will be rather wet for you. Now, definitely 15 to 25 millimeters plus is expected for Nova Scotia. That's where the bulk of the precipitation will fall, as well as southern sections of Newfoundland as well. Less than 10, though, for New Brunswick. So that is some good news through the day for Sunday. We are watching the isolated severe risk, though, for northern portions of New Brunswick. Strong winds, heavy rainfall, definitely the primary threats with this. And in through southern Ontario, we're going to see a new low develop from the upper Midwest of the United States, tracking in and along that cold front bringing showers across the Greater Toronto area. Isolated severe risk for the Huron Shores, Bruce Peninsula, Mount Forest area, as well as the upper Ottawa Valley. Heavy rainfall, strong winds associated with this as well. So let's play this out. The low pressure system coming in, bringing showers. Could be hit or miss depending on that timing of the cold front there, so we will be closely watching that for the Sunday evening period. And Ottawa could be getting into some of those showers too as well. I want to send things outdoors. It was quite wet. We had some ponding on the roads. So with thunderstorms, as always, you get heavier downpours and the risk of some flooding. Now our thunderstorm risk for Sunday, like I noted, just along the Huron Shores there. And in Alberta is where we've seen quite the active period. We did have a confirmed tornado. EF0 is what it will probably be rated by Environment Canada. It was near Paddle River Dam. Now, for your Sunday, that isolated severe just north of Edmonton, we've got some energy spilling over the Rockies in combination with a surface low. And then the low pressure system also bringing some showers and the risk of storms to southern Saskatchewan as well. We could see some large size hail associated with this. We had some localized flooding reported in the Crossfields area in Alberta. So our precipitation forecast, as we play this out for Sunday morning, we could see some showers for central portions of Saskatchewan. And then Edmonton, we're watching for you, as well as along the central foothills there for some showers along the cold front as we play that precipitation forecast out. Now the ridge really building though as we get into the work week. Hot weather for next week. We're talking low 30s for southern sections of the prairies, so we will be watching that. We do have some active weather in the north coast of BC though, but I want you to stick around. We have this